All right, ladies and gentlemen, the tandems are just coming out. Staff Sergeant Jonathan Smertzler is up here, and he's going to take over the show. Sergeant, it's all yours.
The American paratrooper, born a fire in the skies of World War II, more than 80 years ago, has since struck fear and terror in the hearts of those foolish enough to oppose them. Relentless in their skill and courage, not only in the air, but also on the ground, these brave soldiers have forged for themselves a place of honor in America's hearts. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Staff Sergeant Jonathan Smertzler, originally from Crozet, Virginia. It has been my proud honor to fly in our national POW MIA flag on my 510th free fall parachute jump. I will describe for you today a demonstration of precision free fall as performed by members of your United States Army parachute team, the Golden Knights. At this time, members of the Black Demonstration Team are circling high overhead and are distinctively painted C-147 aircraft at an altitude of 10,000 feet. The jumpers are out and the smoke is on. We now have two members of the Golden Knights in free fall, rapidly approaching 120 miles per hour. They fly their bodies apart to gain separation. Once they turn and face each other, they will prepare for the baton exchange. Contact has been made and the 14-inch mahogany baton exchanged. They will now separate and prepare to open their main parachutes. Watch for a black and gold canopy tune flag. And there you have the high-flying black and gold of your United States Army parachute team, the Golden Knights.
Yeah, she black.
Mr. Charlie Hilliard's team manufactured in 1958. It was then believed that to jump free fall could not possibly make contact. The parachutes used by the Golden Knights are a flexible wing glider constructed of a lightweight ripstop nylon with an inherent forward airspeed of 22 miles per hour. To turn left, the jumper pulls down on the left steering line. To turn right, the jumper simply pulls down on the right steering line. As the jumpers near the ground, they will pull on both steering lines simultaneously for the safest and softest possible landing. At 1,000 feet, the jumper does what is known as a wind penetration check, checking his speed and distance across the ground. He then flies a downwind leg, a base leg 90 degrees of the target, and then faces into the wind for a final approach. It takes a great deal of concentration in order to land dead center on the target. The jumper keeps a close eye on the windsock located in the target area as he brings it over for a beautiful dead center landing. And watch as the jumper, who is waving the Alabama flag, brings it in for a beautiful airborne landing.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, on this next pass, you will see the dramatic cutaway maneuver. If you have ever wondered if a parachute did not work, then watch closely because you will find out. The jumper is out and has ignited his smoke as he glides to his opening point. This jumper is wearing 3 parachutes instead of the 2 we normally wear. He will open his first parachute much higher than normal and intentionally cause it to malfunction. Please do not be alarmed when his first parachute begins to streamer. There is absolutely no danger to the jumper. This is our only solo maneuver, yet one of our most exciting. This is a perfectly good parachute and can be landed. However, the jumper will reach up and release one side of his parachute, causing it to malfunction. This jumper is now accelerating earthwards at speeds of over 90 miles per hour. It would be impossible for him to survive a landing under this parachute, so he must release it completely, return to free fall, and open his main canopy.
That was nice.
This is the same procedure a free fall parachutist would use if he were to have a problem with his main canopy.
Look his parachute off.
The reserve or auxiliary parachute used by the Golden Knights is also a flexible wing glider, such as the one you see now. However, there are some slight differences. It is white in color, has a slightly smaller wing surface area, with a much greater forward airspeed of up to 30 miles per hour. This enables the jumper to make it back into any tight situation, such as a downtown intersection or a major league stadium. The parachute you see floating earthwards will be recovered, untangled, and hooked up to use again. If it floats towards you, please do not attempt to catch or retrieve it. Our recovery team is on its way. While each of the jumpers will repack his or her own main parachute, a certified parachute neck technician must repack the reserve parachute every 180 days, whether it is used or not. The parachute has 7 openings on the front. These allow air to be forced in, inflating the flexible wing glider. Now watch as he brings it over for a beautiful soft landing. Ladies and gentlemen, on this next pass, you will see the incredible performance and a normal jump in free all jumper through the dynamics of body flight. However, a wingsuit drastically increases the flying surface available to the jumper. Watch closely for our next jumpers to exit the aircraft. In 2010, former Golden Knight Staff Sergeant Ben Borger set a wingsuit world record, exiting at an altitude of 32,000 feet. Staff Sergeant Borger traveled for 11.5 miles and was in freefall for over 6.5 minutes. Each year, wingsuit designs are continually evolving, providing more opportunities to break more world records. Our jumpers are out and have ignited their smoke. You can immediately see the separation the wingsuit obtains with its superior glideability. The normal jumper has his body in a straight line, knees locked and toes pointed, gaining as much lift as humanly possible, but it is nearly incomparable to the wingsuit's glide performance. Once in freefall, the wingsuit pressurizes and inflates around the jumper. Using this additional flying surface, the wingsuit glides around much like a flying squirrel at speeds of over 180 miles per hour. If he were to continue on this same trajectory, he would not be able to make the landing area. Watch as he flies right past the other jumpers who are already under parachutes. Now the wingsuit will dive aggressively to a speed of over 200 miles per hour before coming out of the dive and opening his main parachute. As you can see, he just crossed the other jumpers who are setting up a crew formation up in the sky. Now looking high overhead, it would appear that several parachutes have become entangled. But that is not the case. These jumpers are performing a facet of the sport called canopy relative work. With the advanced aerodynamic design of these Ram Air parachutes, these jumpers are able to fly their parachutes right up to the hands of another jumper without adversely affecting its flight characteristics. The top jumper, who is in total control of the formation, will pilot the stack. On the command split, all 3 jumpers will separate into a tri-bi-side configuration. These jumpers are being held together with a specially designed strap, which allows them to break apart at any given notice. Due to the high degree of precision, discipline, and teamwork required to complete these complex crew formations, crew teams train year-round on piloting their parachutes. As there must be a great deal of trust and confidence in someone who will be interlocking their body and parachute into yours. The parachute lines they put their feet into are easily identified, as they are the only ones that are red in color. This allows the bottom jumper to communicate to the pilot if he needs to move the formation left or right before moving on to the next crew formation. The pilot, who is in the middle of the formation, is calling out commands to the outside jumpers who are steering the formation left or right. Once they get to a specific point over the earth, The pilot will command the outside jumpers to orient their parachutes downward. As they get to a certain point, you may hear the pilot give the command of ready break. And these jumpers will separate for a safe, soft, stand-up landing in the target area. These jumpers train year-round on piloting their parachutes, but they always seem to fly them better when they can hear the roar of a crowd.
That's all right, there. Okay. I'm back when my boy get up in there. I can tell you not there, yeah.
Unlike the military, United States Army is comprised of mostly non-commissioned officers. 89 men and women of the Golden Knights come from various jobs throughout the Army to spend 3 years on one of the 5 various positions on the Golden Knights. Our administrative support section contains the Office of the Command, Operations, Logistics, Parachute Maintenance, and Media Relations. Our aviation section flies and maintains our 2 C-147 aircrafts and our 3 UV-18 Viking Twin Otters. Our competition section has 2 competition teams, the 4-way freefall formation team and the canopy piloting team. Our tandem section provides tandem parachute jumps to selected VIPs. Finally, our demonstration section consists of 2 demonstration teams. Since the colors of the Army are black and gold, so are the names of our team. The team performing for you today is the Black Demonstration Team. These specially selected airborne soldiers demonstrate their skills each year to millions of spectators, compete in national and international parachuting competitions, help develop new techniques and equipment, and are considered the finest parachute team in the world. The United States Army Parachute Team was formed in 1959 at the home of the Airborne, Fort Bragg, North Carolina. At that time, the team consisted of 19 original members. Each was selected to assist in modern parachuting techniques, to provide world-class competition parachutists, and to perform live aerial demonstrations in support of Army public relations and recruiting. In 1961, we were designated the Army's official aerial demonstration unit, and 1 year later, we adopted our nickname, the Golden Knights. As the last of the jumpers remove their equipment and don the distinctive maroon beret of today's modern paratrooper, I would like to introduce the jumpers. But first, performing the difficult duties of ground control. From Hawley, Pennsylvania, he is an airborne infantryman with 513 free fall parachute jumps, Sergeant First Class Chaz Dote. From Rochester, New York, she is an airborne infantryman with 34 free fall parachute jumps, Clarissa Smith. And performing our wingsuit demonstration from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, he is an airborne signal intelligence voice interceptor with 6,700 free fall parachute, Sergeant First Class Marcus Deniston. And now for the jumpers. From Yuma, Arizona, he is an airborne parachute maintenance technician with 1,492 free fall parachute jumps, Staff Sergeant Nicholas Orozco. From Lawrenceville, Georgia, he is an airborne infantryman with 1,800 free fall parachute jumps, Staff Sergeant Austin Morton. From Stafford, Virginia, he is an airborne combat engineer with 1,457 free fall parachute jumps, Staff Sergeant Clay Stevens. From Murrieta, California, he is an airborne wheeled vehicle mechanic with 600 free jumps. Staff Sergeant Nahu Ramirez. From Peoria, Illinois, he is an airborne infantryman with 618 free fall parachute jumps. Specialist Brandon Hexum. And now leading the Golden Knights in free fall. From Tampa, Florida, he is an airborne infantryman with 2,784 free fall parachute jumps. Sergeant First Class Ryan O'Rourke. From show left to show right, a low-speed high flyby are distinctively painted C-147 aircraft, piloted by Chief Warrant Officer 3 and Chief Warrant Officer 2 Guest. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to present the Black Demonstration Team for the 2024 Air Show season, all members of your United States Army Parachute Team, the Golden Knights. This concludes our performance for the day, and on behalf of the entire team, I would like to thank each and every one of you for being a warm and receptive airborne audience. In closing, I leave you with this final thought. In the future, may all your days be prosperous, and your nights golden.
Right on. One more round of applause for Staff Sergeant John.
First time you take off,
Boy, that one.
you gotta push the I believe button.
I fell in love with aviation at 4 years old. My dad took me to an air show, and I got to watch the Blue Angels fly for the very first time.
This year, we're bringing 5 new people into this team. Something I never thought was actually gonna happen.
Blue Angel got a black pilot.
We only have 3 months to get to a point where we can take it on the road.
It can be frustrating at times. The challenge is to get the newbies up to speed, and that can be scary. When you're flying 12 inches apart, everybody's lives are in each other's hands.
It's an eye-opener for how inherently dangerous this job is.
Ready, roll, hat.
Every once in a while, the jets just kind of freeze, and the world around you seems to spin.
To make 6 jets fly as one, that's the Blue Angel magic. I just pinch myself. We get a chance to be part of it.
Ooh, see. Yeah. Netflix.
All right, we've just gotten the word from the air boss. Rob Holland is good to go. The airfield is his. Boy, are you in for a special treat right now. There goes Rob in his MXS RH Special. Rob has a diverse background in aviation, including working as a flight instructor, banner tow pilot, commuter airline pilot, and corporate pilot. You can grab your official Rob Holland merch at the show today or online at flygoodmusic.com. Flygoodmerch.com, my bad. He's a booth across from the F-35 on the runway. And here comes Rob. His smoke is on. Watch this on this takeoff. A half roll. He's going to push double hammerhead. And like I told you before, watch how straight that line is. This is your 12-time aerobatic champion. Rob kind of defines the standard for how this is going to go. Are you guys playing?
That I can tell.
Watch this, folks. That's his signature move, the frisbee. So Rob's going to continue his turn with a lot of tumbles and snaps, rolling shark tooth. And we're going to tell you a little bit about Rob while he's flying. I told you earlier, Rob's the Eric Mueller Trophy winner, 5-time world freestyle aerobatic champion. He's the 12th-time and current U.S. national aerobatic champion, a 13-time and current U.S. national freestyle aerobatic champion, an honorary Blue Angel, an honorary Snowbird. I could go on forever. It's safe to say Rob has pretty much every award you could win in aviation and aerobatics right now. Rob's also a sales rep for the North America for the MX aircraft. If you're interested, talk to Rob about buying one of these new MXS planes. Maybe we'll see you flying in an air show soon too. This aircraft has 385 horsepower. It's designed to withstand intense G-forces, plus or minus 16 Gs in that plane. He can roll at a staggering 500 degrees per second. It's constructed out of pre-impregnated epoxy carbon fiber, and it's built for performance and durability.
The shit out of it.
here comes Rob's Cardiac Express in a vertical tumble. Look at the control and mastery he shows of that airplane.
Got the code?
Fantastic job. Multiple descending vertical snaps. He's going to do an inside tumble right now and bring it to some vertical rolls with a knife edge spin. Coming up, a vertical endo. Watch this. I told you, Rob's our current reigning aerobatic champion, and I'm sure you can see why. This absolute incredible demonstration showing the mastery of this plane. I told you this thing can do rolls at 500 degrees per second. Absolutely incredible. He takes it back up in the vertical on a straight line. Beautiful entry for this Typhoon Tum coming up. His Leo Road tribute to Leo Laudenschlager. Typhoon tumble. up into a vertical inside tumble here. Watch this. Absolutely fantastic. Rob would like to thank his sponsors, Bremont Watches, MX Aircraft, Champion Aerospace, MGL Avionics, Slink Pilot Academy, Full Stop Aviation, Tubro Aviation, and Titan Aviation Fuel. Check out Rob on Facebook at RH Aero Sports, and Twitter and Instagram on Rob Holland 5150. Share your airshow pictures on his Facebook page. Watch this. Incredible move. He's going to go vertical and basically hang this plane there in a hover. Flip it over. Come right back down. Right on, Rob. Rob's out there cutting the grass. He's going to bring it down with some knife edge, double knife edge pass. Folks, Rob Holland with an incredible display of aerobatics in his MXS RH Special. Watch how Rob lands his plane. I think he's the only pilot I've ever seen this do it. He's going to do an upright flat spin to a landing with a roll on the landing. A little different than most pilots are trained. Watch him as he brings this plane down. Ladies and gentlemen, Rob Holland, your reigning U.S. acrobatic champion. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as Bert's going to taxi down for takeoff and Rob Holland's coming back, it is my honor to introduce the Blue Angels. Number 7, Lieutenant Conall O'Donnell is going to be your narrator. He's going to be helped out by number 8 up here next to me, Lieutenant Commander Brian Vaught. Lieutenant Conall O'Donnell, the air show is yours.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Your United States Navy Flight Demonstration Squadron takes pleasure in performing for you this, our 6th flight demonstration of the 2024 season. I'm Lieutenant Conall O'Donnell, narrator for the Blue Angels. The Blue Angel maintenance crew and their equipment travel aboard a United States Marine Corps C-130 Super Hercules, affectionately known as Fat Albert. It is the large blue and white aircraft taking its position on the runway to your left. Today, Fat Albert will be demonstrating the high-performance climb capability of the Lockheed Martin C-130 Super Hercules. On the runway from the left, Fat Albert will soon be rolling. They'll accelerate to 125 miles per hour, perform a low transition, and execute a high-performance climb, placing the aircraft in a 45-degree nose-up attitude.
Oh, bridge takeoff complete. Hey, Bert. It's rolling.
The C-130 Hercules, built by the Lockheed Martin Aircraft Company, was first produced in 1956. It was designed as a tactical transport aircraft, capable of lifting heavy payloads, both into and out of short or unimproved airstrips, as well as providing air delivery and close air support. The aircraft is powered by 4 Rolls-Royce turboprop engines, producing more than 18,000 shaft horsepower, enabling takeoffs on runways as short as 2,500 feet.
Oh, shit. Damn.
Ladies and gentlemen, Major Sultan is now positioning Fat Albert behind the crowd to the right for a parade pass, flown at airspeeds approaching 300 miles per hour. From the right, the Fat Albert Parade Pass. The C-130 is capable of carrying a payload of 40,000 pounds at a top speed of 375 miles per hour and at altitudes as high as 35,000 feet. Major Sultan is now positioning Fat Albert for a low-altitude, high-speed pass. From the left, at 370 miles per hour, the Fat Albert Flat Pass. Fat Albert is flown by an all-Marine crew, led by Major Joshua Sultan from Spokane, Washington, Captain Sam Petco from Osceola, Indiana, and Captain Isaac Becker from Austin, Texas. The enlisted aircrew for today's flight demonstration are Gunnery Sergeant Brandon Wishart from Seattle, Washington, and Staff Sergeant Matthew Thompson from Woodstock, Georgia. Over the course of a complete show season, Fat Albert will fly more than 100,000 miles while carrying a normal show load of 45,000 pounds of fuel, 35,000 pounds of equipment, and a specialized maintenance and support team of nearly 50 personnel. Five Marine Corps squadrons currently operate aerial refueling versions of the C-130 Super Hercules. Designated as the KC-130, they are capable of tactical in-flight refueling of jet, helicopter, and tilt-rotor aircraft. Additionally, Marine Corps KC-130s serve an integral role in the Marine Air-to-Ground Task Force around the world. Most recently, they have been employed in operations throughout South America, Africa, Eastern Europe, the Middle East, and Southeast Asia. High and to the left, Major Sultan will establish Fat Albert on a very steep approach angle, simulating landing in mountainous terrain or a hostile environment. To demonstrate the short field landing capability, they will touch down and immediately reposition the propellers to full reverse, stopping the aircraft in just 1,500 feet. You will notice that not only can the aircraft stop quickly, but it can also produce enough thrust to taxi backwards. Ladies and gentlemen, with the stars and stripes flying proudly above the cockpit, the Blue Angels C-130, Fat Albert. Since 1946, the Blue Angels have had the unique privilege of demonstrating to the American public the precision techniques of naval aviation, hoping to inspire a culture of excellence and service to country. The maneuvers you will see demonstrated here this afternoon are coordinated tactical techniques developed by Navy and Marine Corps pilots in both peacetime training and actual combat. These maneuvers are neither stunts nor daring feats, but are refinements of basic techniques taught to every prospective naval aviator. Here at Maxwell Air Force Base, we will demonstrate these maneuvers at very low altitude in traditional Blue Angel formation so that you may see and take pride in the precise fashion in which your Navy and Marine Corps pilots are trained to fly. Now direct your attention to the ramp before you. Observe the military manner in which the 6 demonstration pilots approach their aircraft and are saluted by their crew chiefs. Ladies and gentlemen, flying Blue Angel number 1, the commanding officer and flight leader of the Blue Angels from Skinny Atlas, New York, Commander Alex Armatas. Flying Blue Angel number 2, the right wingman from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Lieutenant Commander Jack Kilty. Flying Blue Angel number 3, the left wingman from Georgetown, Texas, Lieutenant Wes Perkins. Flying Blue Angel number 4, the slot pilot from Mounds View, Minnesota, Lieutenant Commander Amanda Lee. Flying Blue Angel number 5, the lead solo from Madison, Wisconsin, Lieutenant Commander Griffin Stengel. Flying Blue Angel number 6, the opposing solo from Baltimore, Maryland, Commander Thomas Zimmerman. As the crew chiefs assist the pilots into their jets, you are witnessing the teamwork found in all Navy and Marine Corps units. The Blue Angels take a great deal of pride in personifying the Navy and Marine Corps values of honor, courage, and commitment. For more information on our support crew and our pilots, we invite you to follow the team on social media, including Facebook and Instagram. There you will find exclusive photos and videos, as well as a behind-the-scenes look at our organization and how we operate. The Navy's Flight Demonstration Squadron, the Blue Angels, is the oldest performing U.S. military aviation demonstration team. Since 1946, the Blue Angels have brought naval aviation to men and women of all ages across America. We were first based at Naval Air Station Jacksonville, Florida, flying F-6F Hellcats. We continued flying Grumman Corporation aircraft for 22 years, transitioning in late 1946 to the more powerful and faster F-8F Bearcat. In 1950, we transitioned to jet aircraft with the straight-wing F-8F2 Panther, the predecessor of the swept-wing F-9F8 Cougar, which we received in 1955. In 1957, the Blue Angels became equipped with high-performance aircraft with the arrival of the supersonic F-11F Tiger. In 1969, we received the McDonnell Douglas F-4 Phantom and flew this supersonic jet until 1974, when we transitioned to the A-4 Skyhawk. In 1987, we acquired the F-18 Hornet and demonstrated its reliability over 34 show seasons. We are now in our 4th year of flying the combat-proven Boeing FA-18 Super Hornet. The pilots and crew chiefs will now start the General Electric engines that power the F-18. The noise level will soon become too high for you to hear a description of the checks they will be performing. However, please note that each aircraft was carefully inspected by expert Blue Angel maintenance personnel prior to this afternoon's aerial demonstration. The Blue Angels fly the Boeing FA-18 Super Hornet, a multi-mission strike fighter, versions of which have been operational throughout the fleet since 2001.
Oh, goddamn break my neck going out that door.
The Blue Angels taxi in tight formation, just as you'll see them perform here this afternoon. This degree of precision has been a trademark of the Blue Angels since first established 78 years ago. 17 officers and 143 enlisted personnel comprise the Navy's Flight Demonstration Squadron. Pilots 1 through 4 fly in the Diamond Formation, showcasing the precision flying required of Navy and Marine Corps aviators, while pilots 5 and 6 fly as solos, demonstrating the maximum performance capability of the aircraft. Once again, I'm Lieutenant Connor O'Donnell from Freeport, Maine, Blue Angel number 7, the narrator for the flight demonstration, as well as the pilot for the key influencer and media personnel we normally fly at each show site. Blue Angel number 8, Lieutenant Commander Brian Vaught from Englewood, Colorado, is the Squadron Naval Flight Officer and Events Coordinator. Commander Bryce Abishon from Washington, Missouri, serves as the squadron's executive officer. Lieutenant Commander Greg Jones, our maintenance officer from Cary, North Carolina, responsible for the men, women, and equipment that keep our aircraft flying. From Mayaguez, Puerto Rico, our assistant maintenance officer is Lieutenant Commander Natalia Lucetti. From Williamsburg, Virginia, the Blue Angels flight surgeon is Lieutenant Commander Philippe Warren. From Dayton, Ohio, our supply officer is Lieutenant Junior Grade Mara Mason. And from Hagerstown, Maryland, our public affairs officer is Lieutenant Ben Bouchon. The 6 demonstration pilots are approaching the end of the runway to begin their takeoff sequence. Very shortly, Commander Armitage will call for the 4 Diamond pilots to take fingertip formation. In this formation, Blue Angel number 4, the slot pilot, will be positioned outboard of Blue Angel number 2 on the right wing. From there, they'll initiate their takeoff roll, transition to the Diamond on liftoff, and commence the Diamond burner go low transition on takeoff. Seconds later, Blue Angels 5 and 6 will begin their takeoff roll, joined with the Diamond in front of the crowd, and form our signature 6-plane formation, the Blue Angel Delta. As the Delta approaches, you should get a good look at the entire Blue Angel formation prior to individual diamond and solo maneuvering. Now, directly before you, the 2024 Blue Angels. Behind the spectator area, Blue Angels 5 and 6 are accelerating to 400 miles per hour and pulling back towards the show line. To the left and right, they have turned on their smoke as they approach for the first of their opposing maneuvers. Ladies and gentlemen, the opposing 360 pass. The Blue Angel Diamond will momentarily be making its approach from the right. In relatively slow speed flight, they will give you an opportunity to get a close look at the precision flying that produces the 18-inch wingtip to canopy separation between these four aircraft. From the right,
the Blue Angel Diamond! The Blue Angel Diamond! the sensation of weightlessness or zero-G flight, similar to that experienced by astronauts in space, will now be felt by the two solo pilots. Approaching center point, Lieutenant Commander Stengel and Commander Zimmerman will roll their aircraft to 90 degrees angle of bank and push forward on the stick as they perform the opposing knife edge pass. The Diamond is approaching for a maneuver that is likely familiar to those of you who have seen the Blue Angels perform in the past. From the right, at 400 miles per hour, the Diamond roll. All four aircraft flying as one in this graceful 360-degree rolling maneuver. The two solo pilots will next demonstrate the inverted flight capability of the F-18. Approaching inverted from the left and right, they will roll their aircraft 360 degrees, crossing over center point. Ladies and gentlemen, the opposing inverted to inverted roll. To the left, the Diamond is setting up for their next maneuver. Approaching center point on Commander Armitas's command, all four pilots will simultaneously roll their aircraft 360 degrees as they perform the Diamond aileron roll. Here's Commander Armitas. Pilots and aviation enthusiasts who appreciate the difficulties associated with carrier aviation will enjoy this next maneuver demonstrated by the two solo pilots. To the right, Lieutenant Commander Stengel and Commander Zimmerman will establish a mirror image formation. However, look closely, as both aircraft are established in the carrier landing configuration as they approach for a maneuver we call the Fortis. For Navy and Marine Corps pilots who must land their aircraft on the small and sometimes pitching deck of an aircraft carrier at sea, slow-speed flight is just as important as high-speed flight. In order to demonstrate the dirty, slow-speed handling characteristics of the F-18, Commander Armitas has called for the extension of the landing gear and tailhooks by the four Diamond pilots as they execute a maneuver performed by no other jet demonstration team in the world today. From the left, the Diamond Dirty Loop. To the left, Lieutenant Commander Stengel is approaching to demonstrate the maximum performance turn rate of the F-18. He'll execute a 7.5G afterburning turn and exit the flight line vertically, showcasing the Super Hornet's turbo nose low capability. As the 4 Diamond pilots approach once again, you should notice 2 significant modifications. The wingman, Lieutenant Commander Keelty and Lieutenant Perkins, maintain minimum wingtip to canopy separation. However, the flight leader and slot pilot are both in the inverted position. From the right, the Blue Angel Double Farvel. From behind the spectator area, Blue Angels 5 and 6 are approaching the flight line at 400 miles per hour. Having rolled their aircraft 270 degrees and crossed with minimum separation, observe as both pilots sustain 6 times the force of gravity to cross their aircraft over show center. The 4 Diamond pilots are now stacked down and aft on a 45-degree bearing line to establish a right echelon formation. From the right, at 378 miles per hour, the Blue Angel Echelon Parade.
We got one today and one tomorrow.
Setting up for their next maneuver, Blue Angels 5 and 6 are converging on center point to demonstrate the rapid roll rate of the fly-by-wire flight control system. They will complete 2 consecutive rolls, totaling 720 degrees, with a combined closure rate of over 800 miles per hour. Ladies and gentlemen, the opposing horizontal rolls. To the left, the 4 Diamond pilots have established a left echelon formation. Approaching center point, Commander Armitage will roll the formation 360 degrees into the 3 wingmen. Over the top, the 4 Diamond pilots will showcase their precision formation flying as they make a subtle modification while in the inverted position. Ladies and gentlemen, the Blue Angel changeover roll!
I bet that's gonna be nice.
As they exit to the right, you will notice that the entire formation has shifted back into the Blue Angel Diamond. Now that Blue Angels 5 and 6 have your attention, you have seen firsthand the ability of a tactical aircraft at high speed to sneak into a target area virtually undetected. Commander Zimmerman will complete the maneuver with a series of vertical rolls, while Lieutenant Commander Stengel completes his rendezvous with the diamond to the right. To the right, Lieutenant Commander Stengel has joined the diamond in a line abreast formation. Still maintaining minimum wingtip to canopy separation, the pilots must now align themselves by looking 90 degrees from their flight path toward Commander Armitas's aircraft. They'll climb up through vertical, under heavy G, as they perform the very difficult 5-plane line abreast loop. As they exit to the left, Commander Armitage calls for another formation change prior to detaching Blue Angel number 5. You have seen several flight profiles of the F-18. The two solo pilots will next demonstrate precision roll rate control. Approaching center point, they will roll their aircraft 360 degrees, pausing after each 90 degrees of rotation, crossing center point in the inverted position. Ladies and gentlemen, the opposing 4-point hesitation roll. From behind the crowd, the 4 Diamond pilots are rolling out in trail formation for a dynamic separation maneuver. Crossing center point, they'll climb up through vertical and shift back into the Blue Angel Diamond. Ladies and gentlemen, the Blue Angel vertical break. Lieutenant Commander Stengel and Commander Zimmerman are approaching to demonstrate the impressive pitch rate of the F-18. Crossing center point, they'll execute a maximum performance climb with a split S reversal, bringing their aircraft back over show center. rolling arrow. He'll form a split maneuver. As the formation pulls to level, each pilot will perform an individual brake turn and exit the flight line in a separate direction. The Blue Angel barrel roll brake. To the right, the two solo pilots are making their approach to the flight line. Approaching center point, they will simultaneously roll their aircraft 420 degrees in section. Ladies and gentlemen, the double tuck-over roll. From behind the crowd, Commander Armatas is rolling out the diamond formation for another dynamic maneuver, the low brake cross. Approaching center point, each pilot will perform an individual brake turn and exit the flight line in a separate direction. As each aircraft accelerates to 500 miles per hour, they will perform a reversal turn back towards the flight line. You should be able to follow their individual smoke trails as all four aircraft converge on center point with maximum closure and minimum separation. To the right, Lieutenant Commander Stengel and Commander Zimmerman are approaching to demonstrate the slow speed handling character. They'll pass before you, virtually stand 6 on their tails. At less than 1 per hour, the fly-by-wire of the slow speed handling that sets the Super in the air-to-air combat. Ladies and gentlemen, the pass. front of the crowd to the left, the Diamond is rolling out to demonstrate the awesome power of these General Electric F414 engines. Let's listen as Commander Armitage calls for the selection of Afterburner by the 4 Diamond pilots. As the center point, you will hear thunder of 8 engines producing 168,000 pounds of thrust. The Blue Angels, home based in Pensacola, Florida, completed an intensive winter training period at Naval Air Facility El Centro, California. The beautiful weather of the Imperial Valley provided us with the optimum conditions to fly each of the demonstration pilots on the 120 training flights necessary prior to our first public demonstration. Our show season opened on the 9th of March and runs through early November. The Blue Angels will perform 65 flight demonstrations this season while visiting 32 cities throughout the United States. The next portion of our flight demonstration will showcase all 6 aircraft flying together in formation. The Blue Angel Delta has been our signature 6-plane formation since 1958. Behind the crowd to the right, the 2 solo pilots have joined the Diamond to form the Blue Angel Delta. From the right, at 400 miles per hour, the Delta roll. All 5 wingmen maintaining position as they roll 360 degrees over center point. Exit to the left. Commander Armitage brings the formation flight line. Very shortly, all 6 aircraft will be approaching for the Blue Angel Fleur de Lis. In an aerial salute to our forward deployed forces, all 6 aircraft will separate, perform individual 360-degree rolls, and the 4 Diamond pilots will rendezvous through a looping maneuver. From the left, at 450 miles per hour, the Blue Angel Fleur de Lis. Let's listen in. to the right, the two solo pilots are rejoining the Diamond for another Delta maneuver. As they rendezvous, watch as Commander Armitage executes a reversal turn, rolling out the formation for the Delta loop break cross. Passing through vertical, Commander Armitage tips his head back, picking up the flight line here at Maxwell Air Force Base. Over the top, he's floating the formation to place them directly over show center. Now, watch closely as Commander Armitage calls smoke on ready break. As each aircraft accelerates to 500 miles per hour, they will perform a half Cubanate reversal turn back towards the flight line. As they pull up and over the top, you should be able to follow their individual smoke trails as all 5 pilots simultaneously roll their aircraft 180 degrees and head back towards show center. From 5 different directions with maximum closure and minimum separation, they will converge on center point and cross with a combined closure rate of nearly 1,000 miles per hour. For a description of our maneuvers, as well as an in-depth look at our team and individual biographies, we invite you to visit our website and follow us on social media, including Facebook and Instagram. In front of the crowd, the Delta is making its approach to the flight line. Approaching center point, the entire formation will separate in dramatic fashion. Ladies and gentlemen, the Blue Angel Delta Breakout. Ladies and gentlemen, your United States Navy Flight Demonstration Squadron represents a time-honored tradition of pride, professionalism, and excellence spanning 113 years of naval aviation. The 2024 team takes a great deal of pride in saluting Navy and Marine Corps aviators, maintenance crews, and support personnel everywhere. From the left, your 2024 Blue Angels. One of the unique demands placed upon naval aviators is that they be able to land their aircraft on a ship at sea. Whether it be a tactical jet, a propeller-driven aircraft, or a helicopter, each requires skill which the naval aviator must master. In order to perfect this skill, Navy and Marine Corps pilots spend a great deal of time in the landing pattern, practicing carrier approaches. In front of you now, Commander Armitage and his wingmen are demonstrating a simulated carrier pattern. Approaching the runway from the left, Commander Armitage is confirming that the landing checks have been completed and that each aircraft is in fact ready to land. Rolling out on final, they make constant power and lineup corrections, maintaining the optimum rate of descent for the proper touchdown point. The demonstration pilots you have been watching perform here this afternoon are but a small part of the Blue Angel team. The men and women in blue uniforms standing before you are members of the elite Blue Angel maintenance crew. Through hard work, many long hours, and unselfish dedication, they have each year for the past 78 years provided us with the aircraft availability necessary to perform each of these flight demonstrations. As the aircraft taxi back, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce the Blue Angel maintenance crew. Command Master Chief Matthew Dawson from Racine, Wisconsin. Maintenance Master Chief Hector Viramontes from Pico Rivera, California. Maintenance Chiefs Joseph Bishop from Cedar Key, Florida, and Jeremy Watts from Rosamond, California. Crew Coordinator Taylor Bales from Colorado Springs, Colorado. Crew Chief Number 1 Edwin Nolasco from Los Angeles, California. First Mech Paint Shop Shelby Parker from Redford, Michigan. Crew Chief Number 2 Taylor Craig from Stillwater, Oklahoma. First Mech Life Support Darren Johnson from Spanish Fort, Alabama. Crew Chief Number 3 Oleg Berenzin from Zaporozhye, Ukraine. First Mech Life Support Grant Causey from Jackson, Ohio. Crew Chief Number 4 Marcos Ivy from Keystone Heights, Florida. First Mech Airframes Tristan Lafferty from Grand Junction, Colorado. Crew Chief Number 5 Aaron Gutierrez from Goodyear, Arizona. First Mech Power Plants Zach Summers from Salem, Alabama. Crew Chief Number 6 Andreas Windhelm from Medellin, Colombia. First Mech Power Plants Jose Sanchez from Lincolnton, North Carolina. Crew Chief Number 7 Sean Donahue from Santa Clarita, California. Runway Truck Alert Crew Matthew Burciaga from Sandy Springs, Georgia. Hunter Lumley from Middletown, Maryland. Anthony Munoz from Tampa, Florida. Michael Kiesling from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And Josh Watson from Marysville, Tennessee. Our quality assurance representative is Taylor Miller from Appleton, Wisconsin. Aerospace medicine technician Aaron Lewis from Newport News, Virginia. Our public affairs representative is Michael Russell from Selma, Alabama. Video technicians Kyler Carpenter from Morgantown, West Virginia, and Angela Arriaga from Los Angeles, California. Logistics support representative Justin Magdarog from Taguig, the Philippines, and Crystal Gillespie from Deltona, Florida. Maintenance control representative Hannah Jeffrey from Portland, Oregon. Music choreographer Yvonne Renteria from El Paso, Texas. Our C-130 crew Matthew Thompson from Woodstock, Georgia. Brandon Wishart from Tacoma, Washington. Joseph Gunther from Long Island, New York. And Daniel Knutson from Eagan, Minnesota. Maintenance support personnel Matthew Rowe from Harbor City, California. Alex Portillo from Winchester, Virginia. Kyle Newton from Decatur, Illinois. John Russell from Montgomery, Alabama. Josh Harris from Rochester, New York. And Alejandro Verduzco from Morehead City, North Carolina. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2024 Blue Angel Maintenance Crew. Taxiing just before you, the Blue Angels will momentarily be turning into the parking area. After completing a short maintenance debrief, the team will come to the crowd line where you will have an opportunity to meet them. As they step away from their aircraft, I would like to take one final opportunity to introduce the demonstration pilots you have been watching perform here this afternoon. Having secured their engines, the pilots will simultaneously exit their aircraft on a signal from Commander Armitage. It has been an honor and our pleasure to perform for you here at Maxwell Air Force Base. This, our 6th flight demonstration of the 2024 season. Ladies and gentlemen, flying Blue Angel number 1, the commanding officer and flight leader of the Blue Angels from Skinny Atlas, New York, Commander Alex Armitage. Flying Blue Angel number 2, the right wingman from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Lieutenant Commander Jack Keelty. Flying Blue Angel number 3, the left wingman from Georgetown, Texas, Lieutenant Wes Perkins. Flying Blue Angel number 4, the slot pilot from Mounds View, Minnesota, Lieutenant Commander Amanda Lee. Flying Blue Angel number 5, the lead solo from Madison, Wisconsin, Lieutenant Commander Griffin Stengel. Flying Blue Angel number 6, the opposing solo from Baltimore, Maryland, Commander Thomas Zimmerman. Ladies and gentlemen, representing your United States Navy and Marine Corps, the 2024 Blue Angels.
Your narrator up here on the show center with me, number 8, Lieutenant Commander Brian Vaught. What a great job they did. Give a big round of applause for all your U.S. Navy Blue Angels. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention it's Navy Week here in Montgomery, so a big shout out to all the Navy, the Honor Guard, the Navy Band, all the recruiters that are in town, and a big shout out to Command Master Chief Keith Wilkerson. You probably saw him on the news talking about the Navy. Go talk to one of the recruiters if you're interested in serving in the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, the Coast Guard, the Space Force, and the Army. I'm sure the Golden Knights have some people out here.